Have you ever wondered why some attics are always locked, their secrets left to rot in the dark? Tonight, I'll tell you a story that will make you think twice about opening that door. There's something deeply unsettling about attics. They're supposed to store old memories, but sometimes they keep things that were meant to be forgotten. This story isn't about ghosts, it's about something far worse. So grab a blanket, turn off the lights, and prepare to uncover the secret of the shadow in the attic. When Lisa inherited her grandmother's house, she was thrilled. It was a charming Victorian home with creaky floors and ornate woodwork. But there was one thing that made her pause. A note her grandmother had left behind. It read, "Do not enter the attic after sunset." Lisa thought it was an odd joke or maybe an old superstition, but curiosity gnawed at her. The attic had always been off limits when she visited as a child, but now it was hers to explore. Or so she thought. On her first night in the house, Lisa couldn't sleep. The house seemed alive, creaking and groaning, as if settling into her presence. Around midnight, she heard a sound from above, a faint shuffling like footsteps. She told herself it was just her imagination, but the noise continued, growing louder. The next morning, Lisa decided to investigate. The attic door was sealed with an old padlock. She found the key in her grandmother's desk and climbed the narrow staircase. The attic was cluttered with boxes, covered furniture, and thick layers of dust. But one thing stood out. A large antique mirror leaning against the far wall. The mirror's glass was cloudy, almost as if it had absorbed years of secrets. Lisa felt an unexplainable chill as she approached it. When she stood in front of it, she noticed something strange. Her reflection didn't quite match. It was her, but not her. The reflection's eyes seemed darker, and its smile was just a little too wide. Lisa tried to brush it off, but that night the footsteps returned, louder and closer than before. They stopped right outside her bedroom door. Gathering her courage, she opened the door and found nothing. But when she turned to close it, she caught a glimpse of the mirror. It was no longer in the attic. It was standing at the end of the hallway. Lisa decided to confront whatever was happening. She dragged the mirror back to the attic and covered it with a sheet. But as she turned to leave, she heard a voice. It was faint, almost a whisper, coming from behind the sheet. It said her name. Terrified, Lisa ran downstairs and locked the attic door. But the nightmare didn't end. Over the next few days, her reflection began appearing in places it shouldn't. She'd catch it smiling at her from windows, shadows, and even her phone's screen. The final straw came when she saw it standing at the foot of her bed, staring at her with those dark, empty eyes. In a panic, Lisa called a friend who was well-versed in folklore. They told her that mirrors are gateways, and sometimes things from the other side slip through. The only way to stop it was to destroy the mirror. But when Lisa went back to the attic, the mirror was gone. Lisa moved out of the house the next day, leaving everything behind. The house remains abandoned, but locals swear they see a shadowy figure in the attic window. They say it's waiting for the next person who dares to unlock its secrets. Some doors are meant to stay closed, and some reflections aren't meant to be seen. Want more stories like this? Hit subscribe or watch the next video if you're brave enough.